What's going on, everybody, and welcome to the newest episode of the Realistic Rebuilds, where we're going to be taking your third ranked team from the preseason poll, where I asked you what teams you wanted to see me rebuild the most here in Madden 18, and that is the San Francisco 49ers. So we're doing all the big ones here first. Maybe not the most exciting because the team markets aren't the biggest, but I think it's time to put our money where our mouth is to prove that we can rebuild whoever and whomever. We got the damn Super Bowl done with the Browns. So what can we do here with the San Francisco 49ers? So when you look at the 49ers roster, that's where, things seem a little bleak. I'm trying to assess and address. Quarterback is, we have Beathard here, 23 years old, with a 74 overall. Looked decent in the preseason, but we absolutely need a quarterback, and I already know the man that I want to try and target, but it all kind of depends on the quarterback that we're able to draft. This is a 5-year rebuild, so with the running back spot, we might be set. Depends how Carlos Hyde wants to develop, but with Carlos Hyde and Joe Williams, that may be good enough to get us over the line here for the running back spot for the entirety of the rebuild. Hightower actually was cut at the final player cut, so we will just make that slight decision. I mean, there's still a couple of these things and players that haven't been removed yet, but I've done my best to get rid of the big ones, like Curly's gone, and obviously we just moved Tim Hightower. We have Juszczyk, the most highest paid fullback and the best fullback in football, so it's going to be interesting to see if the sim uses him, and if they do, what capacity as a receiver or as a goal line back. Look at the wide receivers, another position we really need to kind of sell out on. Pierre Garçon's 31, so I fully expect him to be a 1-2 year option at most. And we're looking towards next year, depending on how big of a cap hit, we may need to look to move on. You have Goodwin, who's a speedster. You got Aldrick Robinson. I mean, neither one of those guys is a long-term option. I really do think Trent Taylor, I'm not going to lie, I'm probably going to start him as our slot wide receiver, which I think he might actually get in real life here with the 49ers. He put up video game numbers at LA Tech, very similar to Zay Jones, so I definitely want to get him involved on the offense early on. Tight end spot, we got a young guy here that we can try to build here in George Kittle, the tight end from Iowa. Great physical traits. You got the 87 speed, 75 catching, good run blocking. So he is an underrated tight end. Was one of those underrated tight ends that I noted at the start of Madden that may be a good sleeper. So we're going to try our best to see if we can develop George Kittle into something. Definitely will give him more than a year. As far as the offensive line, we got Joe Staley. Obviously, he won't be along with us for the full 5 years, but 86, he's serviceable for now. The rest of the offensive line does not look great. I mean, we have Josh Garnett here. He's probably the best youth guy. I really did like him coming out of Stanford, but 72 overall, normal dev trait. Kind of thrown to the wolves there, so we don't know if he's going to develop into much. Same goes to the right tackle, Trent Brown, from the greatest university in college football, the University of Florida. 24 years old, 76, so I'm going to say really the right side of the offensive line is what we're going to try to keep intact, and then really get to build the left side up through the draft and free agency. Defensive side of things, that's where it definitely gets interesting. You have Solomon Thomas, who, that's, 82 overall, superstar dev trait. From what I've seen, does not play quite the same as Myles Garrett, but still will be an effective guy, big-time fixture. We have Tank Carradine here, 80 overall, is not going to play a whole lot, so let's throw him up on the trade block and see if we can get some value there. Same goes here. We got Eric Armstead, Aaron Lynch, Elvis Dumerville. What I am actually going to do is I'm gonna convert here Eric Armstead to a defensive tackle, where I think he's gonna most benefit, at least in terms of playing minutes. He's not going to get any minutes there at defensive end. So D tackle, we can slide him in there. We have Elvis Dumerville and Aaron Lynch. Let's see if any team wants the veteran here in Elvis Dumerville. I don't really think there might be a big market for him, but I would rather go with the young guy Aaron Lynch and see if we can develop him into low to mid 80s defensive end, which definitely will be serviceable. D tackle, now we got Buckner, who's up to an 81. We got Eric Armstead, 78, and that is pretty much it. I'm not sure if Quinndale's still even on the roster, but the rest of these guys are pretty old. You got DJ Jones, 22, 70 overall for a rookie, which is pretty nice. But I assume a lot of these guys will get cut come the end of preseason. Linebacking core is where it gets a little shaky. Eli Harold, not really a 4-3 outside linebacker fit there at 265+ pounds. Middle linebacker, getting Navarro Bowman. We're not going to get rid of him. He's the heart and soul of this defense. We got Reuben Foster, 23 years old, with a 79 overall. You got Malcolm Smith and Ray Armstrong, so we probably could flip one of these guys here to the other linebacking spot to really bump that depth. Ray Armstrong, throwback to NCAA football, I think would have been 13, where he was absolutely a monster for Miami, one of the best safeties I've ever seen in a video game. Look at the secondary, Rashard Robinson, 22 years old, 77. He's a nice piece on the defense. Same goes for really Akilla Witherspoon. I was a big fan of him out of Colorado. So a bunch of young guys we have been able to see in the rebuilds that we don't have a good secondary, especially at the cornerback spot. You're not going to win games no matter how good your offense is. So we really need these guys here to develop. We got the quick dev trait there, on Rashard Robinson. Akilla Witherspoon just as normal. So we'll see what can come out of that. Jimmy Ward at safety is good. And at strong safety, Eric Reed. So hopefully those safety core guys can get a nice little bump in overall and grow as we continue. Also, for the draft picks, we have 2 2s and 2 3s. So plenty of picks here, plenty of ammunition here in year number 1. So pretty much, guys, that's it. Breaking down the roster. We're going to sim to the midseason point unless we get some trade offers for Elvis Dumerville, which I'm not fully expecting. So let's see what we can do here with the Niners, which is going to be a pretty goddamn difficult rebuild. But like I said at the top of the video, if we could do it with the Browns, I think we could do it here with the 49ers. So let's get into it. And surprisingly enough, we do have trade offers for both Tank Carradine and Elvis Dumerville. For Carradine, we got a 2nd and 7th rounder in the 2019 draft from the LA Rams. I will absolutely take that. Like I said, these guys here are depth, plus we're getting them off the books. And now looking at the old man, Elvis Dumerville. I don't know what kind of thing he's going to return with. A 3rd, a 2nd. We got Nick Boyle. We got Jason Kelsey from the Philadelphia Eagles. Oh my God. That's going to... If I do accept that, there's going to be so many people that say, oh my God, realistic rebuild, huh? But it's there. They offered it. How do I not take that? He's 33. Like, no one... They wouldn't take that. Do I fall back into the trend of Madden 17 and flip an old guy? But like, it's one of those things where we have tried in past rebuilds to trade guys, got 0 damn trade offers. Look at Alex Smith with the Chiefs. So I mean, if that's Denver try. You know what? I'm taking it. For how much improved you would say, like I said, Alex Smith was a key example. Madden 17, we put Alex Smith on the trade block, we would get 1st round, 2nd round picks. Got nothing. So Elvis Dumerville, maybe the Denver Broncos really want to bring him back. They're upset about that trade deadline deal, which ended up costing Elvis Dumerville. So fuck it. I'm taking that. Give me shit if you want. Put the asterisk next to realistic if you say. No, who's not making this realistic? Denver. Denver's not making it realistic. So there you go. Goodbye. 2 scoops up your poop chute. Let's jump into the regular season. All right, here we are at the halfway point of year number 1, which is time for contract negotiations. And looking right away at the top 3, Carlos Hyde needs to come back. Maybe we look at drafting a running back if things don't turn out so well. But I really do like the $10 million over 3 years. So if that, or plus a little bit more, if he doesn't want to, accept that, I think that's the case. Aaron Lynch now with flipping Elvis Dumerville, he definitely becomes a must-start here on the defensive end. And again, that's an affordable deal, around $9.5 million over 3 years. Same goes for Eric Reed, big-time playmaker. I've been a big fan of him ever since he got drafted at LSU. So these 3 guys are going to be the top priority guys that we want to bring back. The rest of them, there's nothing much there that we need to worry about. So after these 3 guys get locked up, I think that sets us out very nicely for the upcoming free agency period. So let's sim to the end of year number 1 and see if by some miracle we make the playoffs. But more importantly, get ready for the offseason and our first draft. All right, so here we are at the end of year number 1, and obviously we did not make the playoffs. Shocking, I know. 4-12 though. 4-12 on the season. That's kind of want to suck real bad. Hey, we still got the number 1 overall pick. That is kind of surprising. Usually a team like the Browns or something, the Jets went 5-11, the Browns went 7-9. So, kind of surprised to see 4-12 be the bottom dwellers here in the NFL. But for what we're trying to do, I think that's all right. Looking at the stats on the year, Brian Hoyer, 3,700 passing yards, 25 TDs, 14 picks. That's not really that bad. A little bit better than I would have expected. Running the ball, we got 1,000 yards and 9 TDs here from Carlos Hyde. Here's the receiving. Oh, shit. Brett Taylor, 77 catches, 1,100 yards, and 6 TDs. So moving the very talented slot wide receiver to start in the slot as a rookie paid off mass dividends. He must be in contention for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Garcon, another good year, 1,000 yards and 7 TDs. The rookie tight end Kittle, 42 catches, 400 yards, and 2 touchdowns, which is serviceable for him. Dual threat here for Carlos Hyde, 555 yards and 4 TDs. So it's over 1,600 yards and 10 touchdowns for Carlos Hyde. Big season for him. We're not going to fuck with the O-line here. Look at the defense. We got 161 tackles from Navarro Bowman to go with 2.5 sacks and 4 interceptions. 111 tackles, Malcolm Smith. 109, Eric Reed. 102, Ray Armstrong. Also 89 tackles there from Reuben Foster. On the sack front, Ray Armstrong led the team with 5.5 sacks and with a quick development trait, which I think he has. Look at that. Up to a 79 overall. Might be a serviceable starter for us down the line. 5 sacks here from Aaron Lynch. 3 from DeForest Buckner. 2.5 Bowman. Wow, Solomon Thomas only with 2.5, which kind of, really does pale in comparison to like the between 18 and 20 that you get with Myles Garrett. On the interception front, Navarro Bowman led the team with 4 picks. Reed with 2, Robinson 2, Jimmy Ward with 2. So defensively, we do have a ways to go. Quickly looking at the yearly awards, MVP went to Dak Prescott. We're going to NFC Offensive Player of the Year. Let's just see where our 49ers showed up. If they did, Navarro Bowman coming at number 2 for Defensive Player of the Year, so that's nice to see that. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Trent Taylor coming in at number 5, which I think he kind of got robbed there a little bit. Joe Williams there, too, at number 10 for Defensive Player of the Rookie of the Year. Sorry, Keelan Witherspoon coming in at number 5, Reuben Foster 7, Solomon Thomas 8, so plenty of 49ers there. Nothing for Best QB. Wow! 1,500 yards doesn't get you on the best running back list here for Carlos Hyde. Best wide receiver, we got no one. Offensive lineman, no one. Linebacker, best D lineman, sorry. We get no one. Linebacker went to, what the fuck? Bowman, the goddamn Madden. Bowman coming at number 4 for linebackers, even though he was number 2 in Defensive Player of the Year. And we're going to have obviously no secondary players. So that being said, definitely, 4 wins is good for the 49ers. But what is better is securing the number 1 overall pick where we can go and get our QB. And I assume on the day that you guys are watching this, it's easy who the QB is going to be. He had one of the most crazy comebacks I've ever seen in college football this week, or last weekend, sorry, against Texas A&M. I think you might know. I'm not going to say his name right now, but I think you may know what QB and who the face of this rebuild is going to be. So with that being said, let's jump into the offseason and complete this draft. A quick recap of the Super Bowl in year number 1. Very nice to see the Pittsburgh Steelers go over the Dallas Cowboys 47-42. And I'm kind of just getting ready to notice a pattern here for all of the rebuilds in the Super Bowls. They seem to be absolute shootouts when they don't feature a team we're controlling. Very interesting. Alright, so here we are at free agency. And if you knew one thing about the 49ers last year is, the wide receiver market was thin, and they still paid outrageous money to bring in debatably one of the top guys after Alshon Jeffrey went off in Pierre Garçon. And boy, do I have a surprise for you. So we had $60 million in cap, and look at this. DeAndre Hopkins became a free agent. We're in a bidding war. Just because we're first place doesn't mean we're automatically going to get him. But we are paying a lot more money than the Redskins and the Cowboys. But I mean, you never know. Maybe he doesn't want to take the money and run and go to a competitor. And we're not going to be competitive right yet. But with the rumblings of the quarterback that we're going to try to draft, maybe Hopkins will like to come. And then Marcus Williams, for some reason, I don't know, I guess we'll say injury, got released from the Saints. He's 21 years old, 79. So best believe we're going to try to add that. Then we may look at moving Jimmy Ward back to a cornerback spot to really add and fill in some depth there in the secondary. But these are our 2 big dogs, and hopefully we can bring them in. Let's go. Alright, so this is something completely different because this is the best draft class I have ever had. So here's our 7th round pick, ranked 15th overall in talent, 79 overall right tackle. We're just going to jump out of this. I'm going to process everything, so there's no way. I've never had anyone doubt my integrity. But just to be clear, alright, let's look at my full draft class once we get out of here. This is without a doubt. We have another pick. We still have 1 player left. Oh my god, no, we're going to butcher it. He's off our draft board. I don't even want to draft a guy right now because we're going to try to we're going to flip this pick. Because this right now is going to be the perfect. So we get a 5th, 4th, 2019. Let's say, the Saints are probably not going to be great. So let's get rid of this pick just because I don't want to tarnish my draft class by getting someone that I didn't even scout. But man, without a doubt, before we even jump into the names, I'm going to pretty much be using every one of these picks is a custom player as the rule. If it's over a 75, we make them into a real rookie. I'm just going to say right now, as much as I hate this game, the scouting has been incredibly overpowered, which without a doubt helps our rebuilds. Get ready. Bask your eyes. on this fucking draft. So we start off here. 80 overall quarterback, Paul Clement from Florida. He will soon, with superstar dev trait, be Mr. Josh Rosen. And with second pick, we got 75 overall center, Sam Glanton. Second round pick, we got a 75 overall wide receiver, Tyree Jacobs. Has slow development trait, which is not great, but that 93 speed with a 6'2", who knows? Third round, we got a 78 middle linebacker with quick dev trait, CJ Bryan. Third round, we got a 77 wide receiver, superstar dev trait named Barry Sanders. Follow me on Twitter. I was tweeting these out live as they were happening. Fifth round, we got a left tackle, 79 overall. I'm not even, no, that's a terrible name. Quick dev traits, mother of God. Sixth round, we got a left guard here, 76 overall with slow dev trait. And then with our final pick of the 7th round, Gilbert Bradley, 79 overall, normal dev trait. Without a doubt, the best. I mean, it would have been nice if we could have made this one of those like 83, 84, 85, 86, 87 overall QBs, which I don't know if even existed in this year's draft class. Let's see if ours, this is a little bit of a longer part. Let's see if our quarterback was the best one. There was 2 other QBs I was debating getting. Pretty close. Okay, Kerry Hasselback was 1, and he's only a 78. We got Parker Klebo was another one. He's a 76. Pretty much all the first round QBs actually look pretty good. There's one guy, I don't remember the name off the top of my head. I will know it when I see it here. Was the player, he had everything. Okay, that was him. He's an 80 overall, Jeff Fleminster. He was really, really slow, but he had a big arm with the 93 throw power. So good to know we're no really worse for wear in terms of drafting a QB. Let's just make sure that we still have the top QB. Dolphins, Eagles, Falcons. All right, so yeah, we still have tied for the best QB in this absolutely insane draft class. Let's edit these guys up and get ready for year number 2. So a quick recap of the players that we have brought into the squad with the greatest draft I've ever seen. So we got Josh Rosen, the quarterback here from UCLA. We got Bradley Boozman, the center from Alabama. Paris Campbell, very talented wide receiver from Ohio State. Josie Jewell, the middle linebacker from Iowa. I decided to go with the executive decision to keep the generated name of Barry Sanders for the 3rd round wide receiver, 77 overall from South Carolina State with superstar depth trait. That's too good to modify over. We have Chukwuma Okorafor from Western Michigan, very talented offensive lineman. Larry Allen Jr., the son of legendary Cowboys offensive lineman, 75 in the 6th round. And then Martinez Rankin, who slipped. We'll just act like it was due to injury here in the 7th round, 79 overall, one of the top offensive tackle prospects coming from Hale State. So there we go, guys. Big draft class. Is it enough to get us to the playoffs with the addition of DeAndre Hopkins after 1 year? I don't know, but let's jump right into it. All right, so here we are getting ready for year number 2, and you want to see just why I hate this year's Madden. So I saved to the regular season, figured everything was going to be fine with the cuts. We signed Trent Taylor, our rookie who had 77 catches and 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns to the practice squad, and then obviously he was going to get fucking poached from the Bears. Lesson learned. Oh, like, I would just held on to it to get him for goddamn pick or something. Jesus Christ. So look at our team here. A lot has changed now. We have Josh Rosen here starting QB. We still have Hayden Williams, Juszczyk. Wide receivers are going to be DeAndre Hopkins. We got Pierre Garçon still. We got Barry Sanders, Paris Campbell, Marcus Goodwin. I'd much rather have Trent Taylor there, but you know. George Kittle, hopefully he can continue to develop here into a serviceable tight end. Offensive line is completely different. I'm going with the risk here to put the rookie Okorafor here at the starting left tackle spot over the 83 old man Joe Staley. We got Larry Allen, we got Boozman, Garnett, and Rankin. So 4 rookies starting on the offensive line. Could be risky, especially with everything else being a young, inexperienced. Hopefully Kyle Shanahan and that offensive wizardry can get the job done. Defensively, our line stays the same. We have Rashard Robinson. We moved Jimmy Ward back to corner because of the signing of Marcus Williams up here at free safety. So definitely a big upgrade there. Linebackers stay about the same. Luckily, we were able to hit on Josie Jewell, who's a 79, who should be able to develop and eventually take over for Bowman once he really hits that wall and starts to regress, even though he was runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year last year. All in all, though, guys, I think we might have a chance at making the playoffs. I would expect to, after paying out the ass, overpaying for DeAndre Hopkins, because obviously you have to pay that guy a lot of money to come to the 49ers, more of a rebuild team than a team that's ready to win now. And then with the draft class we had, I mean, minimum wins this year, I feel 8. We got 4 wins last year. I think doubling that should be the absolute minimum expectations for the 49ers this year. So let's get this goal, go to the halfway point, see if there's any contracts that we need to work with, and then see what happens at the end of the season. Here at the in-season contract extension, I'm only seeing one guy that I'm going to extend right away, and that will be Jimmy Ward. Maybe Ray Armstrong as well. I feel like we might be able to, with a couple of our draft picks, or prospects anyway, I think there's a couple outside linebackers I really like. So we'll go with Jimmy Ward right now, but I definitely would not be against bringing back Eric Armstead. I think it may still be a little too early to give up on him, even though he hasn't developed for shit. Ray Armstrong has been very productive. We got Trent Brown, but we're good there. I think that's it. So we'll make sure we bring back Jimmy Ward, even though he's classified as a free safety playing corner, and then everyone else we'll try to bring back a little bit later on. Alright, so here we are at the end of year number 2, and when you see that, it means you didn't make the playoffs, but looking at our roster as a whole, hey, there's no Reds. That's good. There's no hurt morale, so we're definitely trending in the right direction, and we went 8-8, which was kind of our goal for the year. Would have been nice to go a little bit better, but 8-8 is a good starting point, doubling our wins from a year ago. Looking at our players, Josh Rosen, 3,800 passing yards, 31 touchdowns, 20 picks, so the 20 picks kind of sucks. But the 31 touchdowns, anytime you have a rookie QB that goes for 30 plus, that is great. Might have a chance at winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. Look at the running backs, 1,300 yards and 10 TDs from Hyde. We got 9 touchdowns here from Joe Williams, so a nice little running, good 1-2 punch here at the running back spot. Wide receiver Pierre Garçon on the team, 84 catches, 874 yards, 2 touchdowns. Hopkins, 953 yards, 13 touchdowns. So it kind of sucks to, pay top-end money for a guy that doesn't break 1,000 yards, but 13 touchdowns is pretty good. That's like a very Dez Bryant-esque year. Barry Sanders, 58 catches, 800 yards, and 7 TDs as a rookie. Kettle here, almost 600 yards and 4 TDs as well. Hyde still continuing to put up good dual-threat running back numbers, which is nice. On the offensive line front, let's see how our rookies did. Boozman started at center, didn't give up a single sack. Garrett only 1. Larry Allen 1. Rankin 5, and only 13 for Okafor, which from what we've seen in past rebuilds, 13 is not that bad, especially for a rookie. So that's definitely trending in the right direction. And on the defensive side of the ball, 131 tackles for Navarro Bowman, 3.5 sacks and 3 interceptions. Josie Jewell, our rookie, 102 tackles on the year, 1 sack, 4 interceptions. So mother of God, thought they're running a 4-3 sword, not a 3-4. How is he getting on the field? I don't know. 7 sacks on the year for Reuben Foster, 6 for Aaron Lynch, 5 for Solomon Thomas. So a good bounce back year here for Solomon Thomas. And interceptions, 4 Jewell, 3 Bowman, 2 Rashard Robinson. So once again, another year that our linebackers are our leading turnovers in terms of interceptions. The yearly awards MVP went to Tom Brady. No love for anyone here. In the NFC Offensive Player of the Year, any 49ers? No. Defensive Player of the Year. Hey, Bowman back on the list again, number 7 this year. Offensive Rookie of the Year. Oh my God, come on, give me it. Rosen coming at number 2. Barry Sanders, number 4. Oh, come on. Defensive Rookie of the Year went to Josie Jewell. Very nice to see that. Nice little award to have there. Looking at Best QB, Josh Rosen coming in at number 9. Best Running Back, Carlos Hyde coming in at 8. Best Wide Receiver, DeAndre Hopkins in his 13 touchdowns coming in at 7. For Offensive Lineman, no love shown. Defensive Lineman, no love shown. Linebacker, we got Bowman coming in at number 5. And defensive back, we got no one. So overall, definitely trending in the right direction here with the San Francisco 49ers. So let's jump into the offseason here in year number 2. We have 2 first-round picks, so we're looking to have another just outstanding draft and get ready to do some damage here in year 3. Quickly looking at the Super Bowl here in year number 2, the Denver Broncos go over the Dallas Cowboys 29-23. So I think that's back-to-back Super Bowl losses here for the Dallas Cowboys, which is always a good thing. So looking at free agencies here in year number 2, we have $50-some million worth of cap, so we can make a big splash. There's no one really there, so I'm only looking at 3 guys here that provide depth. So we have a D tackle here, a center, and a left guard. All of them are rookies, so they're under 25, which is nice. Good value, just cheap depth. That's about it, man. I'm more looking forward to our 2 first-round picks and being able to hit on that. So see if we get these guys. We'll go right to the draft and try to make a big time. All right, so here we are looking at our draft class. Very mint at the top. kind of stank at the bottom. So with the first round pick, we got Trenton Thompson, the defensive tackle from Georgia, 81 overall, with only a normal development trait, but we had to go D-tackle, and it looked pretty weak. So we actually drafted this guy who was slated to be a 3-4 defensive end, still an 81 overall. When I moved him to D-tackle, stayed at 81. So it fits there, so we can pair him with Buckner. And then in the second, I guess, you know, there's going to be controversy about flipping Elvis Dumervil to the Denver Broncos for a first-round pick. But it was a 32nd pick, so that pick, that trade, eventually, you could assume, might have been the pick and player that made the Denver Broncos win the Super Bowl. So all in all is good. So we went to try to get the second coming of Frank Gore, another talented Miami running back, Mark Walton, who's an 82 overall with normal development trait, 93 speed, 90 carrying as a rookie. So kind of a tough predicament now with Carlos Hyde still as a running back to figure out what we're going to do there. We have a 72 outside linebacker. We got Bo Ben Schwale, who's an actual guard prospect from Wisconsin, 76 overall with superstar dev trait. Let's go. We got a 70 overall tight end. At the end, we kind of just had a crapshoot. We had to get a special teams unit reorganized. So we got a 71 punter, a 70 kicker after botching here on a 68 kicker. So not the prettiest end of drafts, but that top end here of an 81 and an 82, you're not going to get much better than that. And then a second round guard with superstar dev trait is looking very nice. So now let's get ready for year number 3 of the 49ers rebuild. All right, here we go in the beginning of year number 3. Things are never looked better for the San Francisco 49ers. This team hasn't looked this good since Harbaugh was still here. So we're feeling pretty damn good. On the offensive side of things, offensive line certainly is, everyone's trending in the right direction as they're all, you know, I don't even know, even with Garnett, they're all under 25 or at that 25 age range. So I think this is going to be our offensive line for the remainder of the rebuild. And we should be able to get all of them at least, I would think, to an 82. And then our 2 tackles, 85 plus. Tight ends a work in progress. We're not sure if we're going to keep Kittle, if he's a long-term option. But he is up to a 79, which is not bad. Wide receivers, we got Hopkins coming off 13 TDs last year as a massive free agency signing. Barry Sanders up to an 81 as our slot. Garcon is probably going to be in his final year there. Been on the team longer than I would have expected him to be, but we've struggled to find a suitable replacement, and he still produced. As far as the running back's concerned, we have thrown Carlos Hyde up on the trade block because Mark Walton with his superstar dev trait, only 2 points worse. Like, I think we probably should go with Walton here over Hyde, even though Hyde has been serviceable. I mean, we can't pass up on that superstar dev trait and losing potentially a year of 10, 15,000 XP, depending on how well he does. Rosen's an 87. He's a freak of nature. On the defense, everything stays pretty much the same. We got Trenton Thompson here now starting as a D-tackle. We moved Josie Jewell to an outside linebacker to maximize his available snaps. But I still think we need to improve our secondary as Jimmy Ward's only getting a little bit older. He's about that age where you need to consider potentially, especially in free agency and next year's draft class, I want to go big in the secondary. So that being said, I think our goal this year, we got, 8 wins last year. I think, honestly, we're going for 10 wins. I'm not going to say, 10 wins is not a guarantee for a playoff berth. I think Kyle Shanahan, look at that fucking pencil neck. We should be able to get 10 victories with this team. We'll send to the midseason point. Unless there's anyone that we need to talk about re-signing, we'll go right to the offseason. Hopefully, we'll be in the playoffs. So we are in terms of mid-season signings, and we're going to try to keep our own here. So Buckner will be coming back. Rashard Robinson will be coming back. Both of them with quick development and around that 25-year age range. Staley's been passed. We will bring back Garnett. However, we're not going to overpay for him. If he doesn't want to take this deal, we'll probably let him walk as guards, especially with how we've been able to draft them. Is certainly replaceable, but if we can get them for a round, bring Garnett $6.5 million over 3 years, that is a pretty damn good bargain for a guy that's still on the right side of 25. But other than that, let's go right to the end of the offseason. Things are not looking good for us to make the playoffs, but we'll see what happens. So here we are at the end of year number 3, and as you can tell, another missed playoff berth. What do we got? 9. Well, hey, we're going in the right direction. 8-8 last year, 9-7 this year. Just kind of sucks that every other team, at least above us in the NFC West, is doing really well. 11-5 for the Seahawks, 12-4 for the Rams. But we're going in the right direction. So looking at how we did on the year, Rosen 3,900 passing yards, 30 TDs, 13 interceptions, and only got sacked 31 times, which is pretty good considering our offensive line. Still kind of young, still on the youth still on their side. The youth going wild. As far as just running the ball, Mark Walton paid dividends. You know, it was kind of tough, you know, moving on from Carlos Hyde, who's been serviceable, but Walton as a rookie, 1,300 yards, 12 rushing touchdowns. Hyde still chipped in for 9 TDs. That's exactly what I want to see from Mark Walton, especially with that superstar dev trait. He's going to have a bunch of XP. 82 overall is what he started at. I expect him to be 85 heading into next season. As far as receiving, Garcon, Old Man Garcon still led the team, 78 catches, 800 yards, 3 TDs. Barry Sanders, only guy to break 1,000 yards, only guy to break double-digit TDs, so he's being a beast. I'm so glad I didn't change his name either. We got almost 900 yards and 8 TDs from Hopkins. Definitely a little bit underwhelming in terms of his contract. Kittle still hasn't really broken that threshold of becoming a serviceable tight end, so maybe we need to try to look at the tight end spot. Walton here, 430 yards, 2 TDs. You know, I mean, nothing too great there. I'm starting to see kind of why we didn't make the playoffs, especially in a very tight NFC West. Sacks stayed down, man. Very, very proud to see that of our offensive line, certainly trending in the right direction. Bowman once again led the team with 133 tackles, 104 for Eric Reed. On the sacks front, we got 7 sacks Buckner, 7 sacks Lynch, 5 for Reuben Foster, 4.5 Solomon Thomas. Definitely could say another year disappointing performance here from our defensive ends. Just getting pressure on the QBs, man. We haven't had a double-digit sack guy, I don't think, in any of our years of rebuilding. So this is going on year 3 with no one that can get double digits. We got Eric Reed 3 picks, Jimmy Ward 3 picks, 2 picks Bowman, 2 picks Marcus Williams. So yeah, again, looking at our defense, sacks, turnovers, very low. Not good enough to be, not even good enough to make the playoffs. Not good enough to be a Super Bowl contender. So we need to get better there. Hopefully we can improve upon that with the draft. We'll take a quick look here at the yearly awards. Who won what? MVP went to Aaron Rodgers. Josh Rosen coming in number 10 on the MVP overall, up to an 89 overall. Love to see that. Offensive Player of the Year. We'll just see if any of our Niners get it. So Josh Rosen came in at number 7 for Offensive Player of the Year. Defensive Player of the Year. Navarro Bowman coming in number 9. So that's good seeing Old Man Bowen make it 3 out of 3 seasons. Offensive Rookie of the Year went to Mark Walton. Monster. Absolute monster. Curry Barnett, our backup tight end here, came in number 7. Defensive Rookie of the Year, Noah Schwartz. Our, what is he? I think he was an outside linebacker coming in at number 4. We got Hatchett, another outside linebacker, coming in number 6. For QB, Rosen number 5. For running back, Walton number 9. Wide receiver, Barry Sanders number 9. Offensive lineman, no one there, which is kind of, stop throwing shade at our O-line. No one on the D-line. For the linebackers, we got Bowman coming at number 8. And for defensive backs, we're not going to have anybody there. So that is a little bit, it's kind of similar to what we had last year. So we definitely need to make a big move here in year number 4. Not exactly sure how we're going to do that. Kind of at the mercy of who is available at free agents. But we do have some money. We do have some money to spend. I'm looking right now, moving on from Garcon. He'll be gone. That'll free up some cap space. We have a new beast here at running back in Mark Walton, who we have to spend that 15,000 XP. Offensive line. So I'm going to say right now, maybe getting a 3rd wide receiver, potentially look at tight end, and then here trying to get some help here at the edge rush and in the secondary. So that being said, let's go to the offseason and see what we can do. Here's a quick look at the Super Bowl here at the end of year number 3, where the Rams went over the Chargers in a battle of LA, 31-29. Now it stings even more knowing that a divisional rival has won a Super Bowl before we have, but now we know we got work to do ahead of year number 4. All right, so looking at free agency as we get ready for year number 4, we had almost $50 million in cap, and there are some big-time names. Unfortunately, 2 of the big ones that I want to try to bring in, we're not going to have the kind of money to deal with them. So Keanu O'Neal, obviously as a Gator fan, would have been nice to bring him in, but it's just not looking feasible. Deion Jones, another linebacker. I don't know. I think it's going to be tough to try to bring in Deion Jones. It would be dope. But I think we're now the current leading bidder for Su'a Cravens. I think with Cravens at 200, he's even bigger than Deion Jones. So I think we can probably move Su'a Cravens, to an outside linebacker role to suit that. We kind of have a void right now. Left outside linebacker. We got Anthony Brown, big time corner. We got Jock Doxson, I think he was the number 6 wide receiver available, just to bring him in now because there's no more Pierre Garçon. And we got some depth offensive linemen, but Austin Hooper, there you go, a tight end. I think we need a tight end. The Kittle experiment has run its course, but there's some big time names here. Hopefully we can bring in some of them. Man, I really I'm kind of regretting now. I think I probably should have just saved the money on Cravens and went in a little bit more on Deion Jones. He's probably going to translate better as an outside linebacker. But he's half the price. I don't know. We'll see what happens. If I could just get you guys to peep the draft class quickly. 79, 80, 74, 80, 75, 76, 77. The year of the wide receiver. We've added a 77 wide receiver with normal depth, a 76 wide receiver with quick depth, an 80 overall wide receiver with normal depth, and that is just the beginning. We get outside linebacker with slow, but he's an 80, so we'll feel good about him. And a corner here, 79 with normal. Another draft class. I can't remember a rebuild where we had as good of draft classes as we have right now. Let's perhaps edit some of these guys up and get ready for year number 4. I'm feeling great. All right, so here is our draft class. In the first round, we got Lamont Wade from Penn State, 79 overall. Second round, Mac Wilson, the outside linebacker from Alabama, our 80 overall monster. We kept most of these guys as the same just because, I mean, with 3 wide receivers, we won't use up all the prospects. So Devontae Goodwin, and Sean Bennett stayed the same. But last we made N'Keal Henry. And that is not his name. N'Keal Harry. That's probably not even N'Keal. I always fuck up names. Maybe that's a Canadian because we don't have people that have goddamn apostrophes in their name. But the very talented wide receiver from Arizona State here. We're looking good. We're looking pretty damn fine here with our draft picks. And now let's get ready for year number 4. All right, so look at our team as we enter year number 4. I'm thinking we're looking pretty damn stacked, to be completely honest with you. Rosen, 89. Walton up to an 87. We got a 90 overall fullback. Wide receivers. Hopkins 95, Harry will be a 79 starting in the slot. We got Barry Sanders here, 84. I got Austin Hooper, the new signing at tight end, 88 overall. Offensive line is about where you want it to be here. Both tackles over 85, everyone on the interior, at least a B grade. Look at the defense, we got better where I said I wanted to get better. We got better in the secondary, bringing in Anthony Brown, he's an 85 overall. Defensive line is developed, Thomas has gone up, Solomon Thomas 2 points, now he's an A-. The interior is definitely a work in progress. Linebacking core, we now have Sua Cravens. Josie Jewell has taken over for Navarro Bowman. And our safety core, Eric Reed, got a little bit of a boost last year. I think he had 4 picks. And, B's everywhere. If this team doesn't make the playoff, I'm starting to get, I have a little bit of a worry that we're going to fall on the same path as our Chiefs. I think this team has better potential to be better than the Chiefs. But then again, with that Chiefs, we pretty much had an A everywhere. And we couldn't fucking make the playoffs. And if we did make the playoffs, we would just drop a damn game in the wild card. So our goal for this season is just make the playoffs. Something simple, nothing too hard. Let's go right to the season's end and see what we can do. Looking at our free agents here as we enter, we'll get ready to enter year number 5. I think we could probably let the fullback go. Solomon Thomas, Reuben Foster, Eric Reed, Aaron Lynch, Marcus Williams, all will be returning, but that is going to go a large chunk. I think we have roughly over $40 million in cap. So where last year we were able to pretty much assess and address every single position in need, we're not going to have a whole lot of funds. Hyde will go, Kittle will go, all these guys pretty much I'm going to have to let go. We have a good roster, but there's only so much money to go around. That being said, now let's jump into the offseason, maybe the postseason. And just like that, it took us 4 years, and we finally made the playoffs as a wild card team, 9-7, as we get ready to take on the 10-6 New Orleans Saints. But first thing is first, let's take a look at the season. So we won the NFC West, which is dope, 9-7, tied with the Cardinals. Dogfight once again. Looking at the stats on the year, Josh Rosen, 3,800 passing yards, 28 TDs, 5 interceptions. So, obviously it would be nice to see him get that 30-plus TD, but the turnovers are down, and that's exactly what we want to see. In terms of running the ball, 1,200 yards, 15 TDs for Mark Walton, the second coming of Frank Gore in our backfield. Rosen also had 330 yards and 5 rushing touchdowns. I don't know why that's a thing. Looking at receiving yards, 79 catches, 1,100 yards, almost 1,200 yards, and 8 TDs for DeAndre Hopkins, 700 yards, 4 TDs for Barry Sanders, 800 yards, 7 TDs for rookie N'Keal Harry. Hooper is a man. I don't know why tight ends just suck in our scheme. Kittle was bad, relatively, and Hooper, for what we paid him in free agency, that's not quite meeting expectations. I think we can all agree on. Looking at defense, we got 148 tackles for Josie Jewell, 119 for Bowman, 118 for Mr. Eric Reed. 5.5 sacks Foster, 4.5 Lynch, 3.5 Suat Cravens, 3.5 Solomon Thomas. Again, very, very poor pass rushing from our defense. Secondary, again, oh my, like, our corners can never get picks. Josie Jewell leading the team with 4, 3 for Reed, 3 for Marcus Williams. We got 3 for our corner. But, man, it's always like safeties or linebackers that's leading our team in interceptions here. I don't know why. But, hey, we made the playoff. That's all we got to worry about. Quickly at some of the yearly awards. MVP went to Ben Roethlisberger. No love to any of our guys here, which kind of sucks. Little Coach of the Year. We might have someone there. Oh, nothing there as well. In the NFC, Offensive Player of the Year, Josh Rosen coming in at number 4. Defensive Player of the Year, Josie Jewell coming in at number 3. So good seeing that. Offensive Rookie of the Year, and N'Keal Harry coming in at number 3 as well. And for Defensive Rookie of the Year, we had no one. QB, Josh Rosen at number 6. Best Running Back, Mark Walton at number 6. Best Wide Receiver, we had DeAndre Hopkins coming in at number 10. Offensive Lineman, still just sleeping on our O-line here. For defensive lineman, we had no one. Linebacker, Josie Jewell coming in at number 3. And for defensive back, not even one of our safeties. Come on, man. Well, you know, overall, though, still happy. Still seeing a bunch of 49ers there in the awards. And more importantly, we got that NFC West title to add to our name. But that's not going to mean a whole lot if we're one and done in the playoffs. Trust me, we all saw what happened with the Dallas Cowboys last year in real life. So without further ado, let's jump into this wild card game against the Saints. And we'll see what we can do. Alright, here we go. We're going to try to limit our touches and influence on this game. Like I said, if it was year 5, it'd be a little bit different. But again, we'll just step in when we feel the need to be. So we get a TD on the opening drive, go up 7-0. It looks like the Saints are going to equalize. They only get a field goal. Nice to see that. And they get the TD. We got 3rd down. We equalize. 10-10 ball game. They get a touchdown, miss the extra point because this game is awesome at making extra points. We missed our extra point, so both of our teams are playing like bumbling idiots. And we're in the red zone here. Hey, look, we both, all right, there we go. 23-23 ball game, competitive matchup. Come on, young guns. We got the youth on our team. Red zone, up by 4. Oh, we have the lead in the fourth quarter. What does that mean? That means we're going to choke it away potentially. Hold them. Hold them. Hey, there we go. 30-26 victory for your San Francisco 49ers. First playoff berth, first playoff win. Looking at our players real quick. 3 TDs on the day for Josh Rosen. We got 100 yards and a TD from Mark Walton. Harry with 92 yards and a TD. Hooper and Carlos Hyde, who's been here forever, still getting a touchdown, giving it some damn shine. We got a sack from Buckner. No interceptions because our team's just shit at doing that. But hey, we're on to the AFC, or NFC. Come on, C4. The NFC divisional round. Let's do it. All right, in the divisional round, we're taking on the 10-6 Tampa Bay Bucks at Raymond James Stadium. And I think I can speak for everyone that's watching this rebuild. They can take that stupid powered ship and shove it up their ass. All right, here we go. Same thing as the last game. Limited influence unless something real fucky gets going on. I'm going to try to let our team do it. As we get an opening drive field goal, not too bad. And now we're in the red zone. Miss the extra point because goddamn Madden's fun. God, fix this fucking game, man. Oh, yeah, we just missed extra points left, right, and center. That's what people want. That's quality control. We made sure we tested that before the game come out. All right, we got a nice little lead here. We're in the red zone. Oh, my God. Okay, we're kind of body bagging the Bucks right now, but I have seen total second half collapses here with the play the moment sim. So we make the extra point up 31-13. The Bucks get a field goal. Red zone. Come on. This is the team of destiny. 34-16. They're going for it. Oh, this game's over. This game's done. I mean, I'm not happy that we keep settling for field goals here. Seems like we have a bunch of field goals. The score should be in the 60s by now. 44-22. Mother of God, this 49ers team is on one. Let's look at the stats. Josh Rosen did not, the 2 turnovers there for Winston. 341 yards, 1 TD, 1 pick. I assume it's our boy Mark Walton that had a big game, and he did. 123 yards, 2 touchdowns. We have a rushing touchdown for Rosen, a rushing touchdown for Juszczyk. 13 catches, 137 yards for Hooper. Hopkins had a good day. Harry had another monster performance. And on the defensive side of things, we got 2 sacks, Solomon Thomas, 1 from Trenton Thompson, bunch of half sacks, and look at that. I mean, it's nice to get picks, but again, coming from our linebackers and not our defensive backs, kind of rough. But hey, we're on to the NFC Championship after an incredibly dominant victory here. Away on the road, we shoved that damn pirate ship up their ass like we said. Now let's jump to the NFC Championship and see who's going to face the wrath of Josh Rosen. All right, we got the 13-3 Detroit Lions on the road. You know what? I'm gonna be the first one to come out and say it. Matt Stafford is overrated, and he's getting paid way too much money. And now let's make them eat their words by paying him that much money and send him home. All right, here we go with the play of the moments. We're putting our faith in that we're not gonna get burnt by a couple missed extra points. Opening drive, the Lions get a touchdown. We get a touchdown, but we miss the extra point. Fucking fuck. Third down alert. Looking like, we missed the field goal there. All right. 2-minute drill. Third down. Punt it. 2-minute drill. Punt it. Okay, third down alert. Third down alert. Red zone. Third down alert in the red zone. And we get the TD, so now we have a 3-point lead as Detroit goes all the way down the field, gets a touchdown. I really want to get my influence here on this game. I might play the last drive. Up 20-17. They get the equalizer. Let's see if you give me... Okay, let's go. I want to win the Super Bowl this year. And fuck the Lions. So, 3rd and 3. Let's go shallow cross. Get her... Oh, yeah, we're going to 2-minute warning. I'm feeling good. I think... 2 minutes... I don't know. I haven't played enough of the sim. If this was last year, we need a touchdown. A field goal with, just past the 2-minute warning. That means that they're going to go right down the field and score. So depending on how much time they have left, boom, right across the middle to N'Keal Harry, who's a beast, up to the 23-yard line. Very clean game from Josh Rosen. Hasn't aired it out too much, but now we're here in the red zone. Time to play like a little bitch. Chew the clock on so that, we can get this field goal, worst case scenario, and there's 0 time for the Lions. Let's take it off with Mark Walton. Nice little gain there. They're going to start burning their timeouts now. Dare we dare throw the ball here? 3rd and 4. This play usually to the tight end works. We have Austin Hooper, is almost a 90 overall tight end. So I'll take my chances. Plus we have the running back out the backfield who we hit. And Mark Walton. It's a spin move. Oh my God. The spin move took too much out of him. 58 seconds left. Time for your boy here to hit this damn field goal. Don't block it. Don't block it. Don't be Madden. So we kick the field goal. There's a minute left. For the love of God, can our defense hold them? I have a feeling it's going to go to OT. I think they're going to make the extra point and it's going to go to OT. Or make their field goal, sorry. Hey, actually, no! There we go. 23-0. Papa Bear had to step in at the end, but still did enough to go to our first Super Bowl. Josh Rosen, 2 TDs on the day. Nothing too fancy, but get the job done. Mark Walton, 132 yards. Nothing great there passing the ball. It was a defensive battle. 12 tackles, Josie Jewell. No sacks. We got the 1 interception with Reuben Foster, who has 2 picks already in this playoff push. And your 49ers are going to the Super Bowl. Hopefully, we don't have to play the Steelers because they look like they're on a fucking roll right now. But let's see what happens. All right, here we go. Super Bowl Dallas, and we're taking on the 12-4 Pittsburgh Steelers. I feel good. I feel like this is the year. Look at this. 94 overall QB. Offensive line looking absolute fire. Look at the defense. Bunch of studs. Josie Jewell's a 90 with the bonus. It's too good. It's too good to be true. Oh, there we go. Opening drive, touchdown. Mark Walton comes in. Very poor play by the Pittsburgh defensive line in particular. Let's go. 7-0 Niners. Boom. Beautiful. Here we go. 1st and goal on the 4. Tremendous field position. It's time to make them weep. We'll set N'Keal Harry on motion here. Boom. Fit that in. And there we go. 14 zip. It's going to be a body bag. Get that body bag out. Zip, zip. It's done. All right, here we go. 1st and 10 on the 16-yard line, and we're rolling. Of course, we have the mixed extra point because Madden. Oh, my God. What a bad pass. Fuck. Jude, that guy's like 90. All right, let's try that again. 1st and 10 on the 17-yard line. No interceptions. How about we just don't throw it to that monster Perry Riley? Actually, we're just going to get sacked by Ridley. Some created rookie. Awesome. That does not look accurate for the Pittsburgh Steelers arm sleeve. That looked real glitchy. But then again, with everything here in Madden 18, why would it look perfect? It's not like they've had a couple years to fucking finish this product. Alright, let's go. Scramble out the pocket. No one's... Oh, we go for it! Hooper makes the grab, and it's on the 3-yard line. There we go. 30 seconds left. First and goal. Let's see if we can give it to Mark Walton here and punch it in for his second rushing touchdown of the day. Let's go. We got one of the best. What are we paying Kyle Juszczyk $40 million for, you know? We're paying him $40 million apparently to get a penalty. Kyle Shanahan looking casual as ever. Looks like he's going to a Super Bowl party, not the damn Super Bowl. And it's holding on Chukwuma Okorafor, who I'm never ever going to pronounce his name correctly. But currently with a first and second round grade out of Western Michigan. Alright, first and goal on the 13 now. Oh, yes, right there. Continue your run. Or don't! Fuck off. I'm blaming that one on Kittle. That's bad awareness. Improvise a little bit. They're on their one. Oh. First and 10 on the 12. Can we, for the love of God, not turn the ball over? That would be exceptional. Let's go. Boom, right there. George Kittle making amends. Catches the touchdown. And what you could assume is going to be a missed extra point. We'll have a 9-point lead. Second and 10 on the 21. Oh, fuck. Throws off the back foot. Hooper. Oh, okay. Well, that was just a shit show. Hooper with the drop. Not in bounds. Interception. So we still are alive here. Third and 10. We have not ran the... I think we ran the ball like 3 fucking times. So, for some reason, play action has been working. Let's see. We can hit with these... Oh, right there. Boom! Hopkins! Touchdown! 27-10. That should be the dagger in the hearts to get the 49ers to Super Bowl here in year number 4 in front of a bunch of fair weather bandwagon Cowboy fans. Oh, yeah. Okay. That also works. And Keel Harry's a monster, man. 46 yards. Deep ball. We're just raining it on them. There you go. Wasn't even. I was trying to be respectful. I respect the Pittsburgh Steelers too much to run the score up. So I was letting them tackle me and just run the clock down, and even they can't stop it. The Niners are. This is the Niners' year. Whatever Jim Harbaugh couldn't do, Kyle Shanahan could. Anything Harbaugh can do, Shanahan can do better. As Mark Walton gets in for his second rushing touchdown of the day, as we were still trying to give them some sympathy, they wouldn't take it. No handouts here. Mike Tomlin, I respect that. There you have it. Super Bowl Dallas, the San Francisco 49ers 39, Mike Tomlin is Pittsburgh Steelers 16, and what was, looked like a Super Bowl from the 80s that you might have seen. Super Bowl champions for the 49ers. I definitely would say at the beginning of the rebuild process, the Niners, Jets, and Browns, I was like, those are the big 3. Those are going to be the 3 toughest teams without a shadow of a doubt to try and win a Super Bowl. And we did it with 2 of them. Fortunately, the Jets one was absolutely terrible. We did not make the playoffs once, even though I do believe we built a very good team around Sam Darnold and company. But we did win the Super Bowl with the Cleveland Browns. We have now won the Super Bowl in only 4 years with the San Francisco 49ers. So anything is possible. And, maybe if you guys out there are trying to rebuild the Niners, you can take some of the things that we did here, some of the players we kept, like George Kittle, for example, and try to build around them. But all in all, very successful franchise. Helps that, I guess you could say definitely DeAndre Hopkins is a very unusual free agent to become available, that we were able to get him. Obviously, we overpaid the other couple teams because we weren't as competitive as some of them. But it came to fruition. Helps that I had maybe 2 of my best draft classes I've ever had. One for sure. That year 2 draft class, year 1 into year 2 draft class was the best draft I think I've ever had in a Madden game. So it helps that we made a little bit of history there. But all in all, Super Bowl champions. So guys, as always, if it's your first time stopping by, don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. We've been trying to shoot for 1,000 likes on every video. So that would be dope. I'm not going to withhold something. But 1,000 likes will be absolutely awesome. Leave a comment in the comment section below what team you want to see me rebuild next. I might be the Texans to help honor those subs of you guys that, you know, were affected by the hurricane. But we'll wait and see. Thank you guys for watching. And until next time, it's C4 saying 500 yards, 4 TDs for the golden child, the chosen Rosen. Let's go. Peace.